You need to ask someone for help, but you don't because you don't want to bother them. So you spend the next hour struggling alone, getting frustrated, knowing one question could solve it, but you still don't ask. This is what a lot of introverts do. We turn small decisions into mental battles. And today, we're uncovering the 7 psychological micro-decisions introverts overthink that are quietly draining your energy without you even noticing. Before we continue, if you're an introvert or an overthinker who's tired of being stuck in your head, hit that subscribe button. This channel helps you understand your patterns, make decisions with clarity, and stop draining your energy on things that don't matter. Now, let's dive into what's really happening. The first micro-decision, whether or not to start a conversation. You see someone you know at the grocery store. Maybe it's a colleague, maybe it's an acquaintance. Before they notice you, your brain launches into overdrive. Do I say hello? Will I seem too eager? What if they don't remember me? What if this turns into small talk and I have nothing interesting to say? Your brain is working overtime, trying to predict every possible outcome. And here's the thing, you're not overthinking because you're insecure. Your brain just processes more deeply than most people's. But while you're calculating all the variables, the moment passes. They walk by. And now you're stuck with a different kind of overthinking, replaying whether you should have said something. The pattern becomes analyze, hesitate, regret. And this happens multiple times a day. You're not avoiding conversation because you don't want connection. You're trying to control an outcome that's impossible to control. The problem isn't the decision, it's the weight you're giving it. Second micro-decision, how much of yourself to reveal. You're in a conversation. Someone asks, "How are you?" or "What have you been up to?" For most people, this is autopilot. For you, it's a negotiation. Do I give the surface answer? Do I share what's actually going on? If I open up, will they think I'm oversharing? If I don't, will I seem cold? You're not just answering a question. You're managing vulnerability, evaluating trust, and protecting your energy all at once. The fear underneath this is simple: rejection. The worry that if you show too much, you'll be misunderstood or judged. So you default to the safe answer, the polite but distant response. And later, you wonder if you missed a chance to actually connect. Here's the truth. You're treating every conversation like it requires perfect balance. But real connection doesn't come from perfect words. It comes from showing up as you are, imperfectly. Third micro-decision, whether to accept a social invitation. Someone invites you to a party, a dinner, a weekend trip. And immediately, your brain splits in two. One part wants to go. You want connection. You want to be included. You don't want to be the person who always says no. The other part is already calculating the cost. How long will this take? What if I can't leave early? So here's what happens. You say yes to avoid guilt, then spend the days leading up to it feeling drained. Or you say no, then spend the evening wondering if you made the wrong choice. The real decision isn't about the event, it's about how you'll feel about yourself afterward. And that's why it takes up so much mental space. Recognizing that you're allowed to protect your energy without needing to justify it to everyone. The right people will understand, and the wrong people, their opinion doesn't matter anyway. Fourth micro-decision, interpreting what people really mean. Someone's tone shifts slightly. They take a second longer to respond. They use a period instead of an exclamation point in a text. And your brain goes, "What does that mean? Did I say something wrong? Are they upset with me?" You're not just observing. You're analyzing, replaying, creating entire stories about what might be happening. The problem? You're analyzing incomplete information. Here's the truth most people don't tell you. Most people aren't thinking about you as much as you think they are. That's not an insult. It's freedom. Fifth microdecision: how and when to respond to a message. You get a text. You read it. And then, nothing. Not because you don't care, but because now you're thinking, what's the right tone? If I respond too quickly, will I seem desperate? If I wait too long, will they think I'm ignoring them? Should I add an emoji? Without tone or facial expressions, texting becomes a performance. You're trying to communicate clearly while also managing how you'll be perceived. And here's where it gets worse. The longer you wait, the more pressure builds. Now you're not just responding to the message, you're responding to the guilt of not responding sooner. But here's what you need to hear. Your worth is not determined by how quickly or perfectly you respond. Most people aren't scrutinizing your texts the way you are. Set boundaries. Turn off read receipts. Respond when you're ready, not when anxiety demands it. Here's the thing. If you're exhausted from all this overthinking, you're not alone. And more importantly, you don't have to stay stuck in these patterns. I created a free 3-day starter workbook that shows you exactly how to move from mental chaos to clarity. It's not about changing who you are. It's about building self-trust through small, intentional decisions that actually stick. The link is in the description. 6th micro-decision. Whether to reach out for a professional opportunity. You see a job posting. You hear about a networking event. Someone mentions they're hiring. And your first thought isn't, I should apply. It's, am I qualified enough? Will I sound stupid? Here's the reality. Most jobs are filled through referrals and connections. Networking is valuable, but for introverts, it comes with emotional risk. So you hesitate. You talk yourself out of it. You tell yourself you'll do it later, and later never comes. Here's what you're really doing. Treating networking like a test you might fail. But networking isn't about performing. It's about showing up as yourself and seeing who resonates. The opportunities you're missing aren't just jobs. They're connections, conversations, the chance to be seen for who you actually are. Start small. One message, one email. You don't need to work the room. You just need to take one step. 7th micro-decision. How to navigate small talk without feeling fake. Small talk, the universal introvert nightmare. Someone asks, how's the weather? Or, busy week? And your brain blanks. Not because you don't have an answer, but because you're thinking, why are we talking about this? What's the point? How do I get to a real conversation without seeming weird? You're wired for depth. You thrive in meaningful conversations. Small talk feels like noise. It feels performative. And the pressure to do it well makes you feel like you're failing. But here's the thing. Small talk is just a bridge. It's not meant to be deep. It's meant to create safety before real conversation can happen. You're not bad at small talk. You're just judging yourself for not being naturally good at something that doesn't align with your strengths. Here's the reframe. Small talk is a skill, not a personality trait. Prepare a few go-to responses. Redirect to topics that interest you. And stop treating small talk like it defines your worth. It doesn't. So here's what we've covered today. 7 micro-decisions introverts overthink. Initiating conversations, deciding how much to share, accepting invitations, reading social cues, responding to messages, pursuing networking opportunities, and handling small talk. These aren't personality flaws, they're patterns, and patterns can be changed. Your introvert brain isn't broken. It's wired to process deeply, to reflect carefully, to value meaning over noise. That's a strength. But when every small decision becomes a mental marathon, that strength starts to drain you. The goal isn't to stop thinking. It's to stop letting overthinking steal your peace. You don't need to become an extrovert. You don't need to force yourself into exhausting situations. You just need to recognize when you're giving too much weight to decisions that don't deserve it. Small decisions deserve small amounts of energy. Save your depth for what actually matters. You're not overthinking because you're weak. You're overthinking because you care. Now it's time to care about yourself enough to let some of that weight go. If this resonated with you, drop a like, comment, and tell me which micro decision you overthink the most. See you on the next video.